How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Day Dave, and this is episode 17 of a Let's Play series on Farming Simulator 25 here on Riverbend Springs. And when we last left off, we ended up harvesting all the crops here at Unk's farm, where we got all the corn and the oats here. We also got all the corn over on JP and Mai's farm. And we turned all the corn into chaff bales. That chaff eventually turned into silage. And yeah, we are sitting with a whole bunch of silage bales after all that work. But here we are now. We're actually not right off the back of the last episode. Actually, we are several years down the line. And the reason for that is because we had a lot of work to do and just didn't have time to turn on the camera and be able to kind of document everything. But lots changed in that time. So much has changed. Unk is back up and running, and he is just hitting it hard, just as hard as he was before the accident. Before he fell out of the barn there, I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible just how he's able to just get right back up. It was a long recovery. Don't get me wrong. But now here he is. He's taken back over the farm, and he is just keeping on producing all that silage chaff, and the grains for like the wheat, barley. He tends to rotate it out to be able to produce the straw as a byproduct for the TMR. He eventually makes everything into TMR, and he's still got that grass field across the street, but he's been doing really well. He actually bought a couple of the properties across the street here and is turned them into, part of the whole operation here. So he's been expanding, he's been growing, and I mean, so have we. We've been working really hard. But I'm going to go ahead and walk you through and show you everything that's been going on around here because, like I said, things have changed quite a bit around here. I mean, yeah, for the most part, it looks the same, from what we last left off. Until we get around the corner right here, you can see, look at this. Unk ripped out that old haggard-looking barn that was right here, and he ended up installing this nice little half-dome shed here. This thing is nice, and this is where he keeps his old Massey. He loves this old Massey. I don't know why he doesn't upgrade it, but it is what it is. He's got all sorts of work to do. He's got all those couple of fields over there. I mean, I remember when JP and I first got here, when Uncle first got hurt, and I mean, this place just looks so much different. Unc ended up he ended up ordering all the parts for the silo right over there, and he got hurt right before they came in and installed it, but they installed it, and it looks really good, and it works really well, holds all the stuff that he needs it to hold. He's been buying up equipment and all this stuff. We bought a lot of the equipment that he uses today. We ended up helping him build this shed out here in the back, and just, oh my goodness, all the memories that are back here. Finally getting a chance to actually document everything that has happened all around the farm. He's got a whole bunch of cows now. Check this out. I mean, he's got the old cow barn here that we ended up installing for him. And look at all these. Look at all these cows. Oh, got new babies, old cows that he's just, raising and selling off for beef. He's got a whole slew of pigs back here too. I mean, look at this. Look at all these little piggies. He loves it. He absolutely loves the fact now that we're able to have pigs, cows, sheep. I mean, he's just rocking and rolling. He's just hitting it with stride. We ended up installing this greenhouse back here. He loves the greenhouse. He loves being able to come out here and just pick out all this stuff fresh, every day to be able to work and get everything all taken care of. And then, of course, the last thing that we ended up working on over here was right back here. You can see him way off in the distance, that little sheep pasture that's back here. You know what? Let's just go ahead and cut through the field. He doesn't have to have a perfect, footprint-free field here. We can go run right through it. But you can see whole bunch of sheep there back here, and yeah, he loves it. He absolutely loves having all these animals here on the farm. But I mean, this is just the start. This is kind of the stuff that JP and I worked on throughout our time here. Things have changed quite a bit. Not necessarily around here. We had that one little shed that changed, but if we make our way across the street, that's where things kind of become evident. That's where things really start to stand out. So let's go ahead and head over there. Here's a bunch of Unk's bales that he's got in storage here. These are the ones that are turning into from chaff to silage. And he just goes in, year out, and he's just, producing corn, producing the hay across the street, and he's doing a grain crop just out back there in the small field. And he just rotates that out. He, supplements everything he needs to in the other fields that he bought across the street in that direction. But look at that. Look at that. Let's make sure we cross without getting ran over. We expanded. We expanded this whole area out here. So what was happening is that the dredging barge was producing so much in the ways of stones that we weren't able to keep up. That one little cement factory back there, there's the words I'm looking for, just couldn't keep up. Just couldn't do it. So we eventually got the money together and we scraped it by and we built this cement factory. It's a lot more modern. It produces really, really well, as you can very clearly see. We ended up, just kind of tamping all this dirt down and reclaiming a bunch of this grass field out here. Planted a couple of trees out here, and it looks nice. It looks really nice, and it just nice little expansion that we got going on here. But I mean, this is where it all started, was this particular little cement factory. I mean, we had to do something. We had to just build up. But I tell you what, this dredging barge back here, it just produces so much. We've been putting it through its paces. We've been making it work overtime, and it's fantastic. At the end of the day, we had to expand. We had to do something, and that was something the previous owners couldn't do. They just didn't have enough other things going for them to be able to really do anything with the product they were able to produce. But it also goes so slow. That old unit back there goes so slow that they just couldn't produce it fast enough to be able to sustain them. So it's just one of those. We were able to kind of strike when the iron was hot. We were able to get it off of them, and we were able to make it work because we were able to basically subsidize it with other production points here in town. But I wanted to stop on by and chat with Unc for a little while, see how he's doing, and just kind of show off his digs here, because I mean he's just basically got everything back up and running. I have a feeling that he may have gotten to this point before, had he not gotten hurt. But JP and I, we were able to actually just kind of kick it into high gear for him, which was really, really cool. I mean, you can see he's got new trailers, pretty much everything he's got going on around here is just, it's working well. It's a well-oiled machine at this point, but you can see he's got all these fields across the street that he purchased. He's telling me that building back there, it's an old abandoned barn. He's telling me he was wanting to rip it out and put something else in it. I really don't know if he's going to or not, but who knows. But looks like he needs to get into, or no, wait, that's not the field that he owns. No, this is a neighbor. No, that one's the neighbor. This is one that he owns. He's starting to expand his operations there and go into other types of stuff. So works out very well for him. But no, it's just been Riverbend has been such a fantastic place for us. We really have been kind of folded into the mix here in town, and we have just become a couple of regulars here in the area. It just works out very, very nice in the end. It's just, we worked really hard. We got to know a lot of people, made a bunch of connections, a lot of contacts. And at the end of the day, we were able to breathe a new life into this town, certainly keep Unc afloat for the time being when he was hurt, and worked out very, very nicely. And made a lot of friends here in town. We ended up doing a lot of work over at the sawmill, and that's really what kind of bankrolled so many things. At the last we actually came in, we were still in debt quite a bit. We paid off all that debt a long time ago, and it's because of the sawmill up here, and we just put it through its paces. We cleared out a bunch of stuff over at the new farm, getting that up and running, and I mean, I can't wait to show off the new farm. The farm that JP and I bought is night and day different from what it was when we first bought it. It's fantastic. But yeah, I mean, check this out. This is the sawmill right over here that we ended up buying, and this is what really kept JP and me really rocking and rolling throughout the entire time that we were here. Look at all this. And it's still producing like mad. We could sit here and just sell off all this stuff and not have to worry about nothing. I mean, you can see all the products. I mean, tons and tons and tons of stuff going on here. So this has just been best investment JP and I could have ever made up until this point. You know, we just keep on chugging around. Absolutely love how everything's been turning out. You know, great thing is that we've really been fortunate to be able to, you know, get into certain businesses, get into certain, you know, parts of the town here. When we did, we really hit everything just at the right time every single time. And oh my goodness, this is just fantastic. You know, and on top of all this, we were able to, you know, like I mentioned before, we were able to make a lot of friends. We were able to make loads and loads of friends here. And one of them we made was the owner of the Grain Elevator Museum. And finally, after all these years, they finished all the reconstruction. And throughout all that time that we were kind of getting to know them, bringing them materials and doing all the stuff we could do, we had been working with a lot of people here in the local area to kind of help out the grain elevator owner here to purchase a bunch of antiques for the museum. And what's fantastic is that if we go over here, you know, we're able to go inside and check it out, and just, it's like being rewound into history. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, that thing was just dilapidated, but through blood, sweat, and tears, he was able to get everything up and running. I mean, look at that. It looks fantastic. I mean, I would imagine this is what it would have looked like back in the day when it was first built. Let's go inside. Let's go in and say hi and check out what they got here. Because like I said, all the stuff we were able to find and bring here to the museum. You know, we found that little bucket right there, that little hauler right there. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I mean, it's just everything in here is so cool. We'll go upstairs and check out upstairs real fast. Look at this. Just all the antiques that are in here just looks so good. They did such a fantastic job in the restorations. And you can see just how we, you know, would drive over this little inlet right here. We'd dump our grains in and everything would be good to go. Over here we got a little office. Look at this. Everything in here. This blackboard here, the writing desk, the little heater. Like all this stuff we were able to procure for the owner here. Looks fantastic. Love, 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 love what they did to the place. They really worked hard to make this thing just, like I said, just almost like stepping back in time. Look at all this equipment. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. We'll go ahead and step outside here. Oh, I think his truck's back here. You know what? Let me go see if I can find him real quick and just go say hi. I'll go ahead and cut us out, and I'll cut us back in after I find him and chit-chat with him for a little while. All right, well, I just got done chatting with him. He was just kind of held up here in the back, and he's just, you know, he's still working. He's still doing some stuff, trying to expand the museum here. There's a little holding bays underneath here, and he's just trying to clean them out and make them look, you know, like they would have back in the day. You know, but he said he wanted to talk to me about a few things. He's seemed kind of, I don't know, I guess inquisitive is the best word that I can use, but I don't, it just seemed something seemed off. Something seemed different. You know, I don't know. But I told him, yeah, we'll be around. We'll be willing to chat and, you know, once he's all set and ready to go, let's go ahead and hop back in the truck though, and you know, go ahead and head out and show off everything else that's around this area. Because like I said, we expanded a lot on the farm. Let's go ahead and pull out here. You know, so if we head off in this direction, you'll start to see our handiwork right there. Look at that. That's the farm. That's it. We expanded so much. You can see we put tons of blood, sweat, and tears over the past couple of years into this area, and we built this. Oh, man. Every single day was a struggle. Every single day we had something going on, but we now have all this to show for it. Check this out. Oh, it's a little slice of heaven. I ended up digging out this whole pond back here. I ended up renting a backhoe and ripping this thing out. Got some fish, stocked up in there. Got some bluegill and some rainbow trout. Oh, good eating. Every once in a while, JP and I will go out fishing and we'll, catch a few. Really, really lovely. Check it out. We've got a whole bunch of little piggies out here. We got a big old pig operation going. Check this out. Big chicken facility right here. Open this one up. We got to bring out a whole bunch of pallets. You can see we got a bunch of eggs going on here. Got quite a bit of chickens running around inside. Looking really, really good. But you can see we built up. We've been buying and building, doing everything we had to do. We got a bunch of goats and sheep back here. I mean, whew, loving it. Just loving life. Look at that. Cows. You can see the house built up on the corner there. We ripped out all those trees. And the last time I showed you all this, I mean, this was all, the trees were kind of knocked over and still needed to be taken over to the sawmill. And we just continued to chug away. We kept producing all of our own goods there at the sawmill. And we were able to bankroll so much of this stuff. So much of this stuff was because of what we did here on this property by itself. But we were able to turn this into just something special. Really something special. Got a bunch of cows here. They're getting ready to have some babies, which is going to be excellent, and we'll be able to kind of turn out from there. Look at this. All this equipment is all ours. JP and I, we bought every single one of this. And we still have room to grow. Still have room. Such a great feeling to be able to show this off. Let's go back to the truck, and I'll show you the main yard there. But JP and I, we still have plans. We still have plans to grow and do more and more stuff. I mean, you check this place out, and we've got so much room to continue to do stuff with. And really, we don't even have to necessarily kind of build up right in this area. We could if we wanted to, but really, I think what might be better suited is maybe expanding across the street, buy that little area across the street there, and rip out some of these trees and kind of go from there. Who knows? Let's go ahead and head up the drive over here. And here's our itty bitty field. We're gonna have to come through and rip out some of this corn here eventually to be able to make some more chaff silage. But check this out. We ended up ripping out that barn that was up here on the hill, and we ended up putting this thing in, which looks amazing. It turned out really, really nice. We did so much work on the inside of the house here. It's incredible what we were able to do over here. And then we ended up installing a whole bunch of beehives over here. We're producing quite a bit of honey now, so this is stuff that we get to sell around the local area. We got local, homegrown honey absolutely amazing. And now I get to show this off because we expanded and we bought these 2 fields here. We're actually getting ready to do some harvesting here before too much longer. We got some sunflowers here, we got some sorghum there. Just absolutely fantastic. I mean, at the end of the day, Unk is doing well, we're doing well, everybody is doing well, and I just couldn't be happier with how things have been turning out here lately. Everything said and done, we yeah, we got lucky. We got very, very lucky, but we also worked very hard, so we kind of generated our own luck too. So I think at this point I'm gonna go ahead and park the truck here, and I'm just gonna kick back and relax for a little while. We don't have much going on here at the farm. Don't need to feed the animals. Did that early this morning. That ended up working out very nicely. We'll go ahead and stop this. Yeah, and like I said, I will go ahead and cut us out here, and I'll cut us back in as soon as something happens. Right now, not a whole lot happening, so we'll see in a little while. So I was down here working, putting some stuff away, and Fred, the grain elevator owner, he ended up coming over here and wanted to talk to me, and he wanted to talk to both JP and I because he knows that we both own this farm, but he ended up settling for me because JP's out and about right now. And he was basically like, look, I want to buy some land close by to the grain elevator museum because I don't want to be too far away, and figured that you guys, you're only here a few years, you haven't really been hugely established in the area. I was wondering if you'd be willing to sell your farm to me, and know that you guys have done a ton of work to it and all that stuff, and it looks fantastic. It's like the ideal kind of property to be able to buy, to not only be able to carry on doing his farming, but also be close enough to the grain elevator museum to make it really kind of nice and convenient for him. And I told him, it's like, wow, it was kind of something I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting him to be like, oh yeah, hey, would you let me buy your farm? Oh hey, look at that. So yeah, it's just one of those where I ended up talking to JP, and I mean, him and I were interested. We're really, really interested in the potential of selling our farm here, because he offered us quite a bit of money. He ended up really going above and beyond when it came to the grain elevator museum. So he certainly didn't hesitate on making us a very generous offer. I really don't want to be caught out in this hailstorm, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to park under here and wait it out. But yeah, I ended up calling JP and letting them know, it's like, hey, old Fred there, he wants to buy the farm. And I don't know, it's like, part of me is like, yeah, the money's really good. He's offering quite a bit of cash for the farm here. But we ended up just buying this place. Like, we ended up just, like, building it up. And we put in the blood, sweat, and tears, all the sweat equity into building it and making it what it is right now. You can see all the work that we've done here over the years have been nice. I don't know if I want to sell it. But I guess I'll talk to JP and kind of figure it out from here. I don't know if I ought to try and just run up to the house and, outrun the hail or something. I don't know. You know what? I'll probably just end up waiting out under here for a little while and kind of going from there. But I don't know. We've got some hard decisions to make because, it's good money. It's really, really good money. But I'll cut us out here, and I don't know. I'll cut us back in once I reconvene with JP and figure out what we're gonna do. See you in a little while. All right. Well, I ended up talking to JP, and we kind of sat on it for a little while just to kind of let it simmer and see how we all felt about it. And I think we're gonna take it. I think we're gonna take the money, and we can sit there and use it to invest in the next place. And I mean, it does him a favor. It gives us kind of a fresh start to be able to kind of go off and do something new. I don't know. It's one of those that I'm kind of hesitant about doing it, but at the same time, I'm excited. And I think it's going to be, I don't know. What I'm humming and hawing over the most is, are we selling and kind of cutting out too soon? Like, yeah, we've been here for a couple of years, but it's one of those where, I don't know, am I wanting to hold on to it because I'm being sentimental? And a part of me says yes, I'm holding on to this because of the sentiment behind it. You know, we worked really, really hard to get this place, to get it to here. But is that going to be short sighted and be like, oh, hey, we can really, build something even bigger, even better the next time around? And with the money that he's offering us, that makes it a distinct possibility of really kind of do something special. So, yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think we're gonna take it. I think, yeah, yeah, I think it's gonna be kind of something we're just gonna have to do. You know, I don't know. It's kind of the fear of the unknown coupled with the kind of sentimentality of the farm and all that stuff. We've really loved being in the area, but at the same time, it's one of those, grass might be greener somewhere else. So, I think JP and I decided that we're going to do it, and yeah, it's not even I think. It's a definite. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. I know I sound like I'm so indecisive right now, but it's, like I said, it's that sentimentality. It's really, really powerful, really can mess with you. But that's where I'm going right now, is I'm going over to tell them, hey, we got a deal. We're going to go ahead and sell, and we'll kind of go from there. So I'll pull into the Grain Elevator Museum, see if I can find him real quick, and go from there. Alright, so I found him over here in his little storage area. He's got this little storage right across the tracks here. Keeps a lot of the stuff that he just doesn't feel like getting rid of, I guess. It's stuff that's not going to go in the museum, it looks like, but it's just stuff he doesn't want to get rid of. At least that's my opinion. But we ended up telling him, yeah, we're gonna sell him the place, and he was over the moon. He is so excited, so happy, because it's the ideal location for him. He's going to be able to be right down the road from this. This is basically going to be his life's work, is this museum here. He's going to, keep this in the family, going to pass it down to his kids, and hopefully it's, stays here for a good long time. But I mean, you can tell he put a ton of blood, sweat, and tears into this, just like JP and I did to the farm. And he just wants to be able to, I don't know, keep close tabs on it, I guess. But he's gonna be buying himself one real nice property. At the end of the day, it's gonna be very, very good for him, because it's got everything all established. So that's why he was able to, and willing to kind of pay us a really good price. It's because he's not gonna have to put in all the sweat, blood, and tears into building it like we did. So we're basically gonna get paid out for all that. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, JP and I, we're going to miss this place. We're going to absolutely miss it. And JP, he ended up going out and about after, we decided that we were going to sell the farm, and he's already hunting for properties. He's already looking to see where we can get to from here, because, we got to think about it now. I mean, I'm coming up over just past this neighbor's farm here. They weren't willing. This was actually, Fred's first option was this farm here, because it was a lot closer. But farmer said no, absolutely not. So he basically moved to the next house, which was ours, and we were okay. Yeah, sure, why not? And it just worked out really nicely, because we've established a rapport with him over the years. He knows that we worked really hard to get all the materials for him, and we came through for him, and now it looks like he's going to be coming through for us. But yeah, this is going to be a kind of fond farewell here. on Riverbend Springs. Gonna have to go around and say our goodbyes to all the people that we, came to know and love in the area. We built a lot of friendships here, a lot of relationships here in Riverbend Springs. We ended up getting really to know the owners here up at the shop. Really good bunch of people. We ended up owing them, hundreds of thousands of dollars at one point. Really, we spent tons and tons of money up here, and now it's we're all paid off. We're square. We ended up making a bunch of friends over here at the animal dealer. Because obviously we bought all of our cows, our sheep, our pigs. All of them were, bought right here. And yeah, all the people we met along the way. Like I said, we procured so many of the the artifacts of the museum pieces there, and we got to know a lot of people here in town. Through wheeling and dealing, talk with them, and it's such a small town that you get to know people very, very quickly. And yeah, I wouldn't trade it for nothing. But now it's time to move on and take on some new experiences, see some new sights, and go from there. I'm really excited. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm feeling the whole range of emotions here. But this is where it all started, right here. Our journey through Riverbend started right here at Unk's farm, and I'm gonna pull in here. I'm gonna talk to Unk, let him know, hey, we ended up selling the farm and going from there. But I think that's where we're going to end this episode and this series. It's kind of a bittersweet pill, but at the end, it's going to be worth it, I think. I know Unk's going to be sad. He's going to be disappointed because, he's loved having us around, and I have a feeling I know exactly what he's going to say about us leaving. He's not going to be happy about it, but he's also going to be excited for us at the same time. So, like I said, I'll go ahead and cut us out here. I'll go talk to Unk. And yeah, we'll leave the series here. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please show them by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. It shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.